Good evening, hello, and welcome to this first episode of Modulate TV. Well, a bit of a weird experience for us all. I'm sure we're all in lockdown. We can't perform live for you at the moment, so we thought we'd try and put something together as a TV episode on the web. I say we. This has all been done by Rob Dixon and Matthew Garnett. The guys have put together an amazing job here. So Matt's done all of the technical side of everything here. Rob's done all the organising of everything and then put it all together. And as I say, then Matt's sewn the whole thing together to make this beautiful package, including the graphics and all the rest of it that he's put in here. So I hope you enjoy what we've put together for you. We've got 9 different songs for you tonight from a whole range of different styles and genres and different pieces of equipment being used. So I hope you enjoy all of the songs tonight. We're going to kick off with Matt Garnett, Sword Swinging Robot, who is going to play Clockwork. I hope you enjoy it.
special about the human condition, and that is that if we give strength to others, we strengthen ourselves. If we give hope to others, we give hope to ourselves. I think there's something so utterly fascinating about the way that by giving something you don't lose. It multiplies the goodwill and the sense of, I don't know, security and safety amongst us all. If you look historically through the ages, these are the times when the best in humans comes out. And there's always the odd fuckwit who will price gouge and take advantage of the situation. But I think, all in all, it's just important at this point to remember that there are others, and those other people remember that there is you. The only thing that will save us will be empathy, sympathy, kindness, generosity, and love.
Well, what a belter to kick off with. Matt Garnett's Sword Swinging Robot with Clockwork there. That was just amazing. Always top quality stuff from Sword Swinging Robot. You can always rely on a good bit of foot tapping, head nodding, and general smiling around the room when Matt's playing. So we're going to move on now. We're going to move over to Rob Dixon, who's playing as Etch-a-Sketch. He's got a song called Headlights. As usual, Rob's using an array of equipment, mostly using the modular synthesis equipment that he's got there, which probably only he knows how it works, nobody else. It just looks like a load of wires usually, but some amazing sounds usually come out the other end. So here is Rob Dixon, Etch-a-Sketch, playing Headlights. Brilliant. Etch-a-Sketch there. Another solid performance from Rob Dixon. Always a solid performance from Rob. Right, we're going to move straight over now to Platform Zero. That is David Hughes, who's going to be playing GOBATH. There's some beautiful choral sounds and tones to this. Some really unusual noises that are coming out of this. I just loved this. And also some beautiful graphics that Dave's put in there as well. So anyway, enjoy Platform Zero, GOBATH. Brilliant stuff. And that was Platform Zero, David Hughes playing GOBATH. Again, I just loved those choral tones that came through in there. So moving on now, we've got Guy Turner, who is Torsk. I don't know how you pronounce that. Is it Torsk? Torsk? I kind of needs like a Swedish feel to it. Torsk. Anyway, stop rambling. Guy's playing the model samples in here, and it just shows how powerful this little machine is. The amount of sound he's able to get out of this is phenomenal. And for me, this has got a very John Hopkins-esque singularity feel about the whole thing. Anyway, see what you think, but I just think it's superb. I'll try and pronounce the song. I'll have a go. I think it's Nogmu Gejvu, but I could be wrong. Anyway, this is Torsk. Well, that was brilliant. That was Guy Turner as Torsk using the model samples, and it really does just go to show it's not the box you're using, it's the talent that's using it. And Guy just squeezed absolutely everything out of the model samples doing that. Then that was fantastic, really superb. So now we're going to move on to a collaborative piece, which is Dave Julian and Ryan Amos, who've been working together on this piece called Synchronicity. Now, obviously, we're in lockdown, so these guys have had to do this in separate locations and then try and pull this whole thing together. So what I did was caught up with the guys a little bit earlier, just to have a chat about how they managed to do this whilst we're in lockdown. So we'll have a little watch and see what we chatted about, and then we'll have a listen to the song. We've got Ryan and Dave Julian, who've been collaborating and have been trying to do it apart whilst we're in lockdown, which is amazing. So Dave, Dave, you're in Chester. Ryan, whereabouts are you?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm based in Chester as well, mate. Yeah.
Perfect. Right. Well, obviously you're not close enough together to be able to get together because you're not allowed to because it's illegal. So you've had to try and do something a little bit different. So how has all this kind of happened?
Yeah. So, well, it's all come about from me and Dave met about a year or so ago, just doing gigs around Chester. And then we decided, that we wanted to build and try something out. I'm a massive fan of Dave's music, and that was reciprocated as well when I performed in front of Dave.
Yeah.
So basically we just appreciated each other's stuff, and then it started to grow as a friendship, and then musically as well. So I'll let Dave explain how we started getting into the nuts and bolts of it. So you take it away, Dave.
With this track, I had. I've just been playing with some chords in C# minor. It's a key I like, C# minor or E flat minor. This Taboo is in C# minor, so I was working with some chords, trying to get a pattern that works. I was part way with it, and when Ryan came round, he liked the sound of it, so I just started developing it so that it flowed into an 8-bar pattern. So it was something that had a beginning and had an end. It was a pattern over 8 bars of the chords, and then Ryan, spun his magic over the top with his words.
So as you were developing that, though, Dave, then obviously you guys were apart, so you've had to try and bring that together somehow or other. So how
for the video, yeah, we worked together at my house in the past when Ryan's been round here, coffee mornings, bringing croissants, and we have coffees and come upstairs and
start
jamming things round. But for the video, we got so far with it together over since last June we've been working together, so nearly 12 months. We've got a few tracks, that we're cooking between us. This was just the first one that we finished. So after the last session that we had with Ryan, I had enough to work on to create the format of the track, which was quite easy really. It's just strings, Ryan's words, strings, Ryan's words, strings, and out. So I developed that here at home, did a video of myself, and it was being coordinated by our friend Matthew Garnett, Sorting and Robot as well.
Big up.
And he had the suggestion that if we did our own separate videos at home, while we've got this lockdown situation going on, and then we've sent our own individuals to Matthew, and with his technical wizardry, he's made one video out of the 2 separate videos that we've done at home.
How have you managed to ensure that they're both perfectly in sync? So who did the first one to send over to the other one to get the whole thing to actually line up and be perfectly...
Well, I did the music first and then sent that video to Ryan, and then Ryan had it playing in the background while he was rapping over it.
Yeah,
that's right.
I think that's how Matthew synced it up. He synced up the music of the 2 tracks,
Right.
I don't actually know how he's done it. It's marvellous how he's done it. It's brilliant.
Yeah, and to be honest, Jules, as well, it wasn't all that difficult to do, really, with how often me and Dave have been having these jam sessions. Dave was talking about the loop turning into an 8-bar loop. At first, it was just 4, wasn't it, Dave?
Yeah,
and we were,
right,
and it's slowly grown over the past 12 months. So it's the sort of track now that we've practiced so much. When it came to doing the pre-recordings for this video, it was almost like we were just in the same room with how often we've practiced it.
Yeah, it was already created, it was already created with the work we'd done between us when we were getting together in person before the lockdown.
Yeah.
So we just had to put what we had on our own separate videos and put the two together.
Well, I think the proof of the pudding is actually listening to the song. So why don't we cue that up and let's go have a listen to that now. Dave, just a quick question before we go. So what's that on the wall behind you?
All right.
What is that? A kill list? What is it? What is that over there?
No, it's not a kill list. It's actually a gratitude list. It's actually a gratitude list. There's more writing on the wall than that. What it is, after I played the Storyhouse last year, I was full of genuine gratitude that that platform had been opened with the Only Human movement, from the work from Andy Peggs, Rob Dixon, coming to Modulate, meeting yourself and all the guys there and everything. You know, 12 months ago, this didn't exist for me. So after the first gig at Only Human, I did have a massive feeling of gratitude. So what that is, it's 5 tracks that I played, also that I played at Modulate that time as well. The Storyhouse set is what I played at Modulate afterwards, the first time I played there. So it's the 5 tracks I played, the equipment I used for this, and gratitude, because that's what I was feeling.
Excellent, mate.
So it's like a sketch pad. Until I decorate, these walls have become a sketch pad sort of thing.
And just to interject there, Jules. So me and Dave knew each other for a good few months before the said gig that you mentioned there. But that was where we both came up with the idea of working together, wasn't it, Dave?
Yeah, yeah. Like you say, mutual regard for each other's work, you know.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And actually, what happened was I heard about the Storyhouse gig, and Dave was headlining. And in all honesty, I'm sure all music buffs out there know what I'm talking about when I say this, but when you've got an inkling that you want to work with someone and you're like, I'm going to approach them and I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I really want to work with that person. That was the gig where I spoke to one of my mates who came to the gig with me. And on the way to the Storyhouse, I said to him, there's a guy performing tonight called Dave Julian. He's absolutely sick. Hopefully I'm going to be able to twist his arm into working together. And then 12 months later, here we are. Like, you know, music's beautiful for that, isn't it?
It is. It's well, you know what, guys? It's been great chatting to you. And I think everybody's got a massive treat tonight. So we're going to play your song now. And I think, well, I've listened to it already. I know how amazing it is. So, guys, amazing. Well done in the lockdown situation. Been lovely chatting. Well, I'm sure we'll do it again. Fantastic.
You too.
Let's listen to the song. Here we go.
Great, Jules. Thanks.
Check. Dave Julian. Amos. Taboo. Splash the pan with massive man. Add the picture pizzazz to my disaster dance. Last chance saloon special board requires a cash advance and enough room to swing a reptile court. Island resorts where they're letting out convicts. A trial kept affordable for £10 pommes frites. Terror-town tonics topping up the mother's ruin. She never found solace in the covenants grouping. Undercover truant, hide from the lecturer. My government pseudo-prompt silence from the register. Diamonds are forever in the heat of the moment. Her Highness and the Emperor compete for the throne in complete comfort zones. Some condemn, the seat becomes obsolete. Overthrown by thumbs waggling. Pump action, shotgun, wedding corpse. Release the rope, crack on with that machete to force. Petrified lords, do it on elephant's tusk. Served up with 5 courses on my roof terrace at dusk. The temperature's just right for a lap around the circuit, but the engines are bust, so I'm napping on the verges. Scrapping for first dibs on his famous last words. Trapping an urchin in a stainless glass church. She paid the cash surplus, didn't wait for change. She let her bag from the furnace after spitting on his grave. Forget the hue with the spade. Her fingernails filthy, rigging up the slaves on a ship that sails swiftly. Innocents made guilty, close the book and watch Casper fade. Innocence is injuries overlooked at the masquerade. How many months to vaccinate with foaming canines? Send them to outpatients once we've dosed their main line. Hopes remain high. I left my day back in the trenches, but it's okay, right? I've clicked back on expenses to boot.
Heart-wrenching injustice and send out tread that Atlas while you're half-stepping with online footprints. She confides in the courage of an ostentatious bar-tap. Non-spinal sutures up against the charming craft. Lost his way, can't go back, U-turns prohibited. The tattoo on his palm flank, you must learn to live with it. Pale with insignificance, because that person in the mirrors never looks so fucking unfamiliar. Jutting out peninsula, begin the wild goose chase. Compass perpendicular, smile spread across two faces. How do we escape this overflowing toilet and replace the wine list with the most potent of poisons from promescent once again? History repeats, only then the soul's destroyed and bliss becomes so bleak. She kissed him on the cheek and the tarot card clearing. Now he visits the speakeasy till he's hard of hearing. A bizarrely weird thing, high-fiving Midas, yet rather endearing when you're skydiving with pilots deprived of the mileage, grounded in a blink. If they survive with the virus, I vows to let them in to my house that's made of pins, hanging by a thread. I'll be drowning 18 gin and banging in your bed. It's all slang, that's what she said. Ignorant to deep thought, tangled in a web of deceit. Finally she's being caught in streets for damp and tire. Hibernation hazardous, he keeps warm by campfires, live with expired calendars. That's why my time is due. Don't know whether to tie my shoes or retire from this typhoon to my Tyler Doom to boom.
Well, quite difficult to know what to say after that, really. Dave Julian and Ryan Amos with an outstanding performance. Just really quite amazing, absolutely phenomenal piece of music there, and fantastic rapping over the top. Don't know what else to say about that, really. Anyway, let's move on. Next, we've got Andy Peggs with Lightbulbs. I know I said this probably a little bit earlier about Rob Dixon, but we always get a solid performance out of Andy. And again, it's another fantastic solid performance tonight. So here we go. Without further ado, Andy Peggs, Lightbulbs. Another stupendous performance there from Andy Peggs with Lightbulbs. Again, always solid, just brilliant, fantastic. Well done, Andy. Another great tune. Moving on. Well, there's always one black tooth in any beautiful smile. I'm afraid it's me next. So it's CITIZENFLY with a little song I made the other night. I hope you like it. Hope it's okay. Anyway, see what you think. Okay, well, that was me fiddling about on an Akai Force. Quicker we move on from that, probably the better. Right, next up we've got Wodwo. Wodwo is Robin Jones, and he's playing on the analog rhythm. This is just a great track. It's actually giving me a bit of goosebumps at certain points in it. It feels like you're watching an amazing movie, and this is the soundtrack that's sitting behind it. Loved every second of this. Hope you do too.
Why can't you let me go? I didn't do it to you. Why don't you
That was Wodwo, which is Robin Jones. Again, I loved that real movie soundtrack feel to the whole thing. So there we go. We're coming up to our last track for the evening. We will do a little sign-off at the end as well. But next we've got Ross Alexander, who's doing some drum and bass for us. Drum and bass 3. If you'd like a bit of drum and bass, and I do, I think you're going to love this. This is superb. Well, there we go. What a way to end the night. It's Ross Alexander with Drum and Bass 3. I mean, again, what do you say? It was just amazing. If you like a bit of drum and bass, that was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Thank you very much, Ross. What a way to end the set. So that is the last song we've got for this evening. So thank you so much, everybody who's joined us, and I hope you've enjoyed the songs tonight. So just a couple of little thank yous before we sign off. First of all, Matt and Rob, thank you so much for all the hard work you've done in putting tonight together with all the graphics, with all the technology, with all the organising and everything. Well done, guys. Amazing job. And then obviously thank you very much to all of our artists tonight as well. So everybody spent an awful lot of time and effort putting their songs together for this set tonight. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out and run through the list again. So first up we had Matt, who is Sword Swinging Robot. Then we had Rob Dixon, who is Etch a Sketch. We were followed then by Platform Zero, which is David Hughes, and Torsk, Guy Turner. We then had Dave Julian and Ryan Amos with their amazing collaboration, followed up by Andy Peggs, who was playing Lightbulbs. Then it was me, Citizenfly, followed on by Wodwo, who is Robin Jones. And then we had Ross Alexander to finish it all off for us with that amazing piece of drum and bass. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us tonight. We hope to be doing this again, perhaps in a couple of weeks' time, maybe with a bigger audience. And let's just see what happens. But it would be great if we can, and maybe with a different lineup would be great too. So anyway, thanks again, everybody. Stay safe and look after yourselves in this lockdown.